Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and, well, we come to our last Christmassy review for this year's list of Christmassy films for me to review. And yes, that's right, you read the title, you know exactly what it is that I'm reviewing, and, as was teased in the second to last Christmassy review video, yes, that's right. This being a straight to Paramount Plus original movie, and, who'd have thought? Because for me, and I'm sure the same goes for you guys, not what I was really expecting. Because, well, when it seemed like, yeah, we would be getting Jack Black playing jolly old Saint Nick himself, boy, were some of us wrong. If that does not go for all of us, if everyone was thinking of that, but nope. What we got instead, and what goes on in this movie, and when the trailers came out, yeah, we got the point on what was gonna go down in this Christmassy film, on Paramount Plus. Yeah, so that's right, guys. I am reviewing Dear Santa. Yeah, Dear Santa. Oh boy. Yeah, this was pretty interesting. I'll start off saying, because yeah, the first thing I literally have to say is it was interesting. Yeah. I didn't really know what to fully expect, but I knew, of course, and because when I had seen the trailers and so on, well, I had learned that what was going to happen in this Christmassy film, Jack Black would not be Santa Claus. Instead, Satan. Yeah, Satan. Oh, jeez. And it's, it's a bit of a shame because I didn't think it was that bad. And sadly, because this Christmassy film didn't turn out that good. I mean, golly, a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes? Golly, I mean, is it really that bad? I'm just saying, because for me personally, I did not think this was bad. I wasn't, not once was I like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. No. And that's not what I'm really like towards, movies, even like, this one. I thought what Dear Santa had to offer with its story and what goes down, very interesting. Because, well, this 11-year-old boy, who, has, dyslexia, why am I mispronouncing it? But you know what I'm talking about, yeah. And he basically is a bad speller. And, when trying to write a letter to Santa, but he misspells, it was a typo, yeah. And that letter's going directly straight to Satan, and we presume that it's the Satan in this movie. And from there on, because the chemistry and interactions between Satan and, the young main protagonist of this film, with yeah, very interesting. And, because certain things that happen, and when, it's not looking too good for the main kid character, especially, like, some things that he wishes for, because apparently, he is given 3 wishes, and when he gets to the third and final wish, Satan gets his soul, and he goes to hell, so, yeah. But, yeah, just overall, Dear Santa, yeah, it may not be really the best Christmassy film, and, this being, a comedy, but also, it does deliver some emotional stuff, but just overall, yeah, I won't deny it, but for me personally, I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay, pretty good. It may not be the best, but still, Okay, so, as always, for me, read the description / the story. When a young boy mails his Christmas wish list to Santa with one crucial spelling error, a devilish Jack Black arrives to wreak havoc on the holidays. Alright, so, getting into the film itself. Well, our main kid character, who is dyslexic, yeah, I think I got it right now. Yeah. Again, you know me sometimes. Liam Turner, being played by Robert Timothy Smith. Well, he basically, has moved into a new neighborhood, new home, and a new school, and, and also his parents, it's not looking too good towards them. Sometimes they're bickering and such, and, well, his mother most notably, Molly Turner, being played by Brianne Howie, and she's most notably known for being in the Jenny and Georgie Netflix series, yeah, that. She's wanting this Christmas to be a really good one for her son Liam, but as for her husband, Bill, being played by Hayes McCarthy, yeah, I've seen him before, great actor, yeah. Because moments with him and, because, being that kind of a husband, but, not like a huge jerk or something, and from what I can tell. And even when Liam steps in and, telling his mommy that, he wrote his letter to Santa, but Bill, because Liam's 11, Bill, his opinion, isn't he too old to be doing this? And because of his him being dyslexic, Molly, and even trying to get Bill to keep that from their son, what he has and such. Liam going to school, and his friend and bestie, as he would be referred to later on, his friend referring Liam as his bestie, Gibby, being played by Jaden Carson Baker, and one noticeable thing from Gibby is his teeth. Yeah, and apparently, Liam made up something / lied to his parents about his friend Gibby being a football player and having cancer. Cancer is something not to joke / lie about. I'm sorry. Yeah. But Liam being 11 years old, not thinking straight, and because, anyways. But, at least the chemistry and friendship that Liam and Gibby have is pretty good, even despite the fact at times, even Gibby, how he feels that, what, his best friend Liam said to his parents, that, Gibby, he is a football player and he has cancer, just, jeez. And even Liam, even telling Gibby to act like, he does have cancer and so on, just, jeez, golly. And when going to school, moments where, they would, have trouble with, say, the crossing guard being played by Kate Friedman, golly, because the crossing guard just being quite a handful, because, there's no traffic and just, I'll tell you when to go, just, jeez. And when at school, Liam has a crush on a girl, and that being Emma, being played by Kai Sech, if I'm saying her last name right, I might be. Yeah, and Liam trying to make an impression on Emma and trying to ask her out, but despite the fact that, already Emma has a boyfriend named Aiden, being played by Gavin Munn, even Gibby was asking Liam, what are you going to say to her, and just, and what is it that you two have in common? And, one thing is, for both Liam and Emma, they're into cats, they have cats, and even Liam, this slipped out of his mouth unintentionally to Emma, my cat licks his nipples, just, golly. But yeah, overall, it's a very awkward interaction, and thankfully, Aiden didn't get his butt whipped, not even close, by Emma's boyfriend, and, even when Liam walked off, saying toodles, and that's the first time I said it, and, yeah, very awkward, for Liam. In class, we have Mr. Charles being played by PJ Byron. Yeah. Basically, his class is all about, say, books and the authors, like, talking about, like, say, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And Liam not even paying attention. He's more focused on Emma. It just gets more awkward and even embarrassing for Liam. And even, his teacher, Mr. Charles, like, getting to Liam, just not being pleased with him. But then, later on, and to speed things up, well, because Liam, alongside with him, his mother, dropping off his letter to Santa. And this is where, as he's about to put it in an envelope and, well, to Santa, yeah, that's where he misspells, not Santa. He doesn't spell Santa, like, he should stop there, like at the last A, but he doesn't. He puts in an N, spelling Satan. Duh. And then, when dropping it in one of those, mailboxes, specifically directly to the North Pole, well, apparently the letter, and after he dropped it in there, well, the letter then transports down to hell, basically. And that's when we only see a shot of his hand, noticing the letter to Satan and such, and yeah. And that's when, a little later on, yeah, enter Mr. Satan himself, Jack Black. Yes, Jack Black. I really think that Jack Black was probably one of the few good things to come from this movie, right? I mean, come on, it's Jack Black. And despite the fact that people saying that some movies that Jack Black has been in with the beard, bad luck. Oh, give me a break. It's not that. Come on. I think Jack Black having his beard for the character Satan in this, I think it works fine. Don't you think? Just, yeah. Well, yeah. The first interactions between Liam and Satan are pretty funny. And Liam, because has no idea that it's Satan and is confused by the appearance on whom he thinks is Santa. And Satan, starting to slowly but realize that, yeah, this kid thinks that he's Santa, and when looking at the letter again, like, misspelling and just, yeah, even when Satan, dresses up as Santa Claus, and, yeah, I mean, we see it for just one moment where we see Jack Black, dressed up in the Santa Claus gear with the white beard, the hat, and so on. That's it. Despite, that being in the poster and so on, even in one of the trailers. So, but anyways, so yeah. And it takes a little while for Liam to discover and realize that, yeah, it's not Santa. It's legitimately Satan. And, what Satan does is, he had gotten his letter, and now, he is going to grant, Liam 3 wishes, and Liam commenting, just like a genie, "They stole that from me," says Satan. Okay, so apparently, when it came to genies, they took that idea from Satan. Okay, so yeah. Only 3 wishes, of course. That's the rule, 3 wishes. And even when Satan tells Liam a little later on that, well, when he gets to his 3rd and final wish, he gets to take his soul and going straight to hell. Yeah. But yeah, again, he doesn't tell Liam that until, say, the next day. So, yeah. The first wish that Liam wishes for is, even Satan knew this, of course, that Liam, has a crush on a girl, and that being Emma. And Liam wishes, for his first wish, he wishes for Emma to give him a chance. And thus, boom, his first wish is granted. And even after Satan, leaves the room for the night and until the next day, well, Liam, he actually went to inform his mother about this, waking her up, even when, he told her that the letter that he wrote, it came back to him because of Satan, but Molly, thinking that her son was dreaming and such, but literally, because he's got the letter. Does that not prove, at least? And even his mom was saying that probably he forgot to drop it in or something. No, he didn't, because we literally saw... And didn't you see him slide it down the mailbox, too? Let go of it? Seriously. How's it not obvious? Or maybe she was not paying attention, but anyways. And yeah, then slowly but surely, because Liam's parents... they start to get a bit concerned with their son, about believing in Santa Claus, and then, instead of Santa, it was Satan, and so on. And when Liam is back at school, well, in one classroom with, that was, the science teacher in a science class, the science teacher being played by Kyle Gass. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure, I have seen Kyle Gass before, but yeah, anyways. In the science class, Liam noticing Emma behind him, and Emma is staring at Liam, very happy and just, And then Satan popping up because, this science class, Liam had, they basically have, live hamsters, gerbils, and, Satan is encouraging and telling Liam that this is his chance to walk up to Emma and ask her out and so on. But Liam, he's not so sure, he's a bit nervous and so on, but Satan, he's encouraging him, and if he doesn't do so, then he will have the hamster, attack him viciously and so on. Even, why would I be scared of a hamster and then the hamster, So that's when Liam walks up to Emma, and apparently... we learned from Emma that, apparently she broke up with Aiden, because, well, Aiden, and you know what, she kind of wasn't really wrong, because technically Aiden was kind of a jerk, so, yeah. So, now, she is interested in giving Liam a shot, and yeah, that's what happens. And this was mentioned early on, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so. And that being going to a Post Malone concert. Yeah, and she's on board for it, and thus, it's a date. And then after that, well, because, once again, Liam coming face-to-face with Satan, but Liam was talking with his friend Gibby at one point about meeting with Satan, and it doesn't take that long for Gibby to realize that, his best friend is actually hanging out with the devil himself. And yeah, because that's what happens. And even noticing Satan, sitting on a bench wearing a Santa Claus hat. And there are times where, just a few times where Satan would, remove his antlers and so on. His horns, I should say, not antlers. And yeah. And then, the conversations that Satan and Liam have some more, and, well, Liam realizing that, it legitimately is Satan, and he's worried, and especially when he learns from Satan that up to his third and final wish, because there's only 2 left, his third and final wish, his soul gets taken by Satan, going to hell, but, Satan... convincing him and just, about this and, with the 2 more wishes he has. And then there's one moment where Mr. Charles shows up on his bicycle, noticing Liam hanging out with, he doesn't know, of course, that it's Satan, but Liam pretends that Satan is his uncle. And this was pretty funny. The interactions between Mr. Charles and, Liam's uncle, as he's being labeled, and Satan finding Mr. Charles a handful too, a complete jerk and so on. And apparently one moment where Satan does something with his fingers and hands, causing Mr. Charles to have diarrhea, pretty much. And he can't hold it. He's trying to hold it, but he can't. Even going for one of those bathroom stalls, potty holes, you know what I'm talking about. Even, like, taking his bike helmet, covering his butt cheeks, but... oh, God. Well, Mr. Charles being kind of a jerk, especially towards Liam still. I mean, I guess he kind of deserved it, but yeah. And poor Mr. Charles, like, he can't really ride on his bike. He's just, like, how he's riding it and trying to get back home. Golly. And then, yeah, the more conversations that Satan and Liam have, even at one point, Satan showing Liam that what he can do by, pointing at a cloud, and we get a little montage of so much that Liam could do and that Satan could give him, like an arm wrestling challenge or, beer pool and so on, just, yeah. Even like gymnastics, the split. And even Satan then saying to Liam that you ain't never had a friend like me. Okay, I might have stolen that from Aladdin, but I mean, we get Satan's point, but that was a funny reference. Because is it me, or is Satan in this movie kind of like, say, the genie wannabe from Aladdin? If you get what I'm saying, and when you think of it, just, yeah, I would think so, right? Just, but how it's done in this movie, you get my point, yeah. But it seems like, yeah, things, seem to do okay for Liam. And to speed things up still, because, well, after all that, Liam coming back home, and, he sees his parents with this one guy, which being, Dr. Finkelman, being played by good old Keegan-Michael Kay, and he's basically a child psychologist, and they basically have Liam sit down, and Dr. Finkelman interviews and asks Liam a series of questions about, well, that, if he thought he saw and interacted not with Santa, Satan, and Liam, well, he's not gonna lie. He's telling the truth, but to his parents and Dr. Finkelman, they just think that, there's something wrong with him, and because of what he has, dyslexia, etc. And, yeah, doesn't go too well. Even, like, say, when, there's, like, one moment where Liam, he gets a notification on his phone, like, a direct message from Emma on Instagram dancing, and just, yeah. And Liam, like, he's just trying to get them to believe in him, and even Dr. Finkelman. One moment where Dr. Finkelman is choking on, what's on the table, a snack, and, and he passes on a drink of water, because, he's got this, or does he? But thankfully, yeah, the choking stops. And Dr. Finkelman tells Liam that, okay, he does believe him, but obviously he was just saying that to make Liam feel better, and, mouthing to his parents, he's nuts. God. And then, at one point, Gibby visits Liam at his house, and this is the first time where Liam's parents meet Gibby, where, yeah, again, Liam told his parents that Gibby has cancer and he's a football player, so, God. And Gibby rolling along with this, and, apparently because they were supposed to do something, because Liam was invited by Gibby to go to this, whatever it is that has to do with, that has to do with cancer. I'll put a text, of what that is specifically. And then out pops Satan, pretending to play the part of Gibby's father, and assuring Liam's parents that it's okay, Liam is in good hands to where they're going, but little do they know where they're actually going. And it's obvious what it is, yeah, the Post Malone concert, and yeah, where that's where Emma and Liam will be together, and so on. So yeah, and surprisingly, and well, it's thanks to Satan, they managed to go backstage, and even at one point, Satan puts a spell on Post Malone, Austin Post, yeah, and we get him, yeah, he's in this movie as himself. He comes out of a bathroom stall, and, noticing and pointing out Liam, and, my man, and saying to Liam that he is his inspiration and hero. Well, geez, that came out of nowhere. Well, again, it's obviously Satan's doing, and as I literally just said, he put a spell on Post Malone, and yeah. Well, then, what happens next is, the concert begins, and Post Malone singing, and then taking the time to point out to everyone in the audience, mentioning his idol and hero, which being Liam, and having Liam come out on stage. And Liam, he's not so sure about this, and even when talking with Satan, like, I can't dance, and so on, but Satan encouraging him to do it. And he does so, even when shouting out Emma and dedicating a song specifically for her. And yeah, and I had seen clips of these where, yeah, Liam is dancing, just, and even when having Emma come up on stage, and even Satan, he wants to join in too, and they all start to dance. And apparently this concert of Post Malone's turns out to be, and as it's established a little later on, one of, if not one of the best concerts of any Post Malone show. Well, it seemed pretty fun with what was going on, but still, And there's even a moment where, in the audience, poor Gibby, because where his seat was, and not, directly close with Liam and so on, just, yeah, even what Satan told Gibby, and, there's really nothing that he can do in finding a good seat for Gibby, because what he told him. Gibby, well, he's right next to this attractive girl, and that's pretty much how she's credited, yeah. Attractive girl being played by Sella Kimbrough Jones. Because even some of the other kids at Liam's school attended as well. Like, yeah, Tattoo Tony, played by Abe Farrelly, and there was a Flirty Girl, and to name some of the other, cast members of this film, yeah, but, yeah, and there's also, Grayson, played by Bryson Haney, Joey, played by Bash Hagelin, Lee being played by Lee Reyes, and, yeah, so, again, some of the, kids from, Liam's class is there, and noticing that Liam is there, and with Gibby interacting with the attractive girl, offering, to take the girl backstage to meet with Liam, but she tells Gibby that she has a boyfriend, but that's not what he was doing. Like, it was just a meet and greet that he wanted to arrange for her. Oh well, poor Gibby. And after the concert, later that night, at one point, Liam and Gibby are FaceTiming and, talking about the concert as well as talking about Satan. And at one point, Liam's parents overhear the conversation that Liam and Gibby are having about Satan, God, and so on, and, Liam worshiping Satan and so on, and Liam's parents just freaking out and are really concerned by this, and the mentioning of the Christmas carnival and, things going down, what they say, and again, them being very concerned and just beyond worried for their son, just like, has he really lost his mind? Jeez. And what happens next is, a little later that evening, Liam once again interacting with Satan about how awesome the concert was, and when it comes to Liam's second wish. And what Liam's second wish is, we find out, and by the next day, that his second wish was to give his friend Gibby some nice-looking teeth, instead of those, dentures that were really showing, just, those teeth. So now, Gibby, he looks pretty good now with a nice, smile and nice looking teeth. And yeah, and maybe this time Gibby can get a girl of his own. And Gibby kind of misunderstanding, being in the third wheel between Liam and Emma, but no, because Liam trying to explain that, just go find an actual girl, like it can be his and so on. Liam's got Emma, now it's Gibby's turn to find someone of his own. Yeah. And yeah, because later that day, because they will, soon plan on, going together at the Christmas carnival. And that's what happens, because, yeah, they're at the Christmas carnival, Liam and, Gibby are there, and, because, even, say, at a certain point, Liam, he feels that after the two wishes, he's done. He, at a certain point, he decides that, two wishes is all that he needs, and for him to enjoy them and be happy with them. No reason to do a third wish. But despite the fact, because with the third wish, he would, his soul would be taken. But Liam, again, he's not going to do a third and final wish. And, then at one point, yeah, Emma does finally show up, and them being together at the Christmas carnival, and even when at one point, Liam offers each of them, a corn dog, and yeah, I'm gonna get a corn dog, do you want some? And then, when getting corn dogs, that's when he sees Satan, being the corn dog seller, and yeah, Liam tells Satan that, their business is done, they're through, and not gonna grant and, wish for his third and final wish, and nothing like that. No, he's done. And Satan not being very pleased with this, and not going according to plan, and with this deal that they had, just, yeah. But at least Satan is kind enough to still serve Liam some 3 corn dogs. So, yeah, that's what happens. And Liam, just, this is goodbye, officially, for him and Satan. And then at one point, Liam's parents show up, and because how concerned they are towards their kid, because of what they overheard last night, they show up, and, Molly, is the only one that goes into the Christmas carnival, because Bill, he stays behind, and, he's driving, so, okay, but still, as if not they can both go, but, just, leave it up to Molly, just her. So yeah, that's what happens. Molly, just herself, going into the Christmas carnival to locate and find Liam, and she does so, and, having Liam come with her, walking, and sure enough, yeah, Liam, noticing that, yeah, his dad is here too, and then it's like they kidnap him. They get him in the car, and what are they doing? What do they do next? Well, take him to the hospital. Jeez, God. I should have known that was coming because of what was going on in that situation, but yeah. Oh my gosh, because they seriously think, Liam's own parents, that there is something delusional going on with him, just, God. And once again, Dr. Finkelman showing up and, checking out, Liam and, if he's okay, and yeah. Then when he leaves the room, Satan pops up, offering to help Liam get out of the hospital and to go back to the Christmas carnival to be with Emma and Gibby, even when Satan shows Liam on a hospital television screen monitor that, what's going on back at the Christmas carnival. It's just Emma and Gibby and the interactions that Gibby and Emma have. And Satan causing Liam to act suspicious towards Gibby. Sorry, not Liam, Gibby. Having Liam feel that maybe Gibby is hitting on Emma, but of course that's not really the case. And yeah. And after that, because, Liam, he's still in the hospital, and fortunately, yeah, because he didn't get to go back to the Christmas carnival. Then at one point, yeah, Dr. Finkelman gives Liam's parents the report that, for one thing, yeah, there is no brain tumor in their son, and Bill's like, damn it, and just Bill, like, why would you? Yeah. And, they're wondering, if there is still something wrong and such, and then that's when, a technician, pops in, played by Lindsay Rutar. I think I'm saying her last name right. I recognize her. She's pretty funny. Yeah. She pops in and basically points out to Dr. Finkelman, are you aware that your patient is Liam that was at the, Post Malone concert? And Dr. Finkelman and Liam's parents having no knowledge of that. Of course they didn't. And that's when the technician shows them on her phone of Liam at that concert. And they are, especially Liam's parents, they're surprised that Liam was there and he got up on stage, and other bits and footage that are shown, playing beer pool. And, Satan, Emma, and Gibby are in there too. Even poor Post Malone, because the next day after the concert, Post Malone, having no knowledge of what the heck happened, even when later on he says this on the news that he was getting ready to perform, but then the next thing he remembered was waking up and, and as if he never went out on stage, maybe he passed out or something. But he was out there despite the fact him being under Satan's spell. And after the spell was broken, just, having no memory anymore, having no idea who Liam is and so on. But apparently, and like I said, that concert, that evening, with Liam, Satan, Emma being on stage, and, Austin Post complimenting and praising Liam, it was, if not one of the best concerts, of any Post Malone, according to the movie. Well, and what happens next is, thankfully, they made it back home, and Liam is okay, and and Liam being very upset towards his parents, ruining this evening for him and ruining his life, I kind of don't blame him because of what happened, that feeling. The moments that Liam's parents have for two sequences, they do feel bad towards their son, and even most notably Bill, not believing in his son and trying to be a good father. And then Molly, she assures her husband that he's been a good father. And, that moment, and even, also Bill mentioning that, because, how he still feels towards his 11-year-old son still believing in Santa Claus and such, and, even, say, when they were kids and, believing in Santa, one thing that Bill brings up is that something that he asked for Christmas, all that he wanted was a pony, and he never got it. And, and again, Molly, as I said, assuring her husband that he's been a good father to their son, and feeling sorry for him, that he never got the pony. And it seems like, even I was saying to myself when watching the movie that, it seems like things are looking good for them, right? Yeah. But what happens next is, Liam, he calls up Gibby, basically just confronting him about, making a move on Emma and so on. It just gets a bit out of hand. But thankfully, at least, their friendship didn't end and so on, Then, when coming back to Molly and Bill, another conversation they're having in the kitchen, and when talking about Santa, and then, it just gets out of hand. Things once again get out of hand for Molly and Bill, especially when they talk about the loss of their other son. Spencer. We find out that Liam had a brother. It was never brought up at the beginning. Oh, and which, by the way, very early on in the film, Liam was trying to explain this to Gibby about, that why he and his parents moved, and, being at a new school, and, thus, he and Gibby would be friends. it's mainly because of the loss of his younger brother. And even when, yeah, he did finally tell Gibby about this on FaceTime, just, yeah. But, as of now, and the heated conversation that Molly and Bill have, yeah, that's when we learn and realize that, and most notably, what's been driving this family, like, downhill, and, you know, Molly and Bill at times not on good terms, is, well, the loss of their other son / brother to Liam, and the fact that they moved, just, yeah. Apparently, Spencer, we learned that Spencer, how he died, out on the road. Yeah. Let that sink in. Just, yeah. There's no denying that it would be tragic. Anybody, you know, in reality, experiencing that kind of tragedy, especially like if it's a young child, is, yeah. And yeah, again, it just gets out of hand between Molly and Bill. And Bill, that's when he feels that, yeah, he gives up. And he's gonna go spend some time at his sister's home. And even Molly telling that you can stay there all you like, and yeah. And basically that's a hint, more than likely, yeah, that they're sometime a little later they're gonna get a divorce. Even Liam at times, he can overhear their heated conversations, especially when it came to this. Yeah, that was the final straw for Liam, how hurt he was and how upset it was for him. And then, well, he at one point whips on his coat / jacket and basically, you know, sneaks out of the window of his bedroom, you know, the window to his bedroom, and yeah. And where's he gonna go? Well, surely not to his friend's house, Gibby's. Well, no, and surprisingly, he knew where Satan was. Satan living in this motel, and that's where, well, we see Satan, you know, in like a gymnastic suit or something, just the getup that Jack Black has. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Jack Black, he'll almost do anything, right? And why else would he be in that getup? And especially the fact that he's playing Satan. That's good old Jack Black for you. What a good sport he is. But yeah, and he has this on TV, and like I said earlier, because that's when, you know, we find out on the news that, yeah, Post Malone, having no knowledge of his concert last night with Liam and so on, and, you know, Satan, you know, finding this humorous and just, yeah, with what he did to poor Austin Post, just, yeah. Then, well, Liam showing up at the motel room that Satan is staying at, and Liam, well, because, you know, talking to Satan about, you know, his soul being taken away and going to hell, that conversation, and, well, Liam has decided that he will do his third and final wish, yeah, and what he's going to wish for, and what that is for him wishing his parents not to get a divorce, and just explaining and describing to Satan that all he wants is for his parents to be happy together, hugging, kissing, laughing, that basic stuff. And Satan, well, what he says to Liam, but sure enough, yeah, he, supposedly grants Liam's third and final wish. And, well, presumably, yeah, because Liam could get his soul taken still, but, like, Satan then telling him that, you know, you have, like, what, 58 years or something, and if you know, watch your weight and so on, just, you know, what he says to him, and, well, I mean, it seems like things turn out okay for Satan and Liam, and, yeah, Liam disembarking, and, well, that's when, at one point, Molly trying to say goodnight and talk with Liam, but little does she know, and, well, when she opens her son's bedroom door, noticing and realizing that Liam has disappeared, went out of his bedroom window and, yeah, out in the night, and thus, Molly and Bill, they're trying to find and locate their son, and that's when another conversation that they have, well, this is where things start to patch up. And Molly and Bill coming out, you know, because, you know, and acknowledging each other, and Molly taking the blame because, well, she takes it upon herself, that, yeah, it's her fault because her still babying Liam and having Liam still believe in Santa Claus, that whole thing, and not, encouraging him and such. And as for Bill, he tells his wife that, she doesn't need to blame herself, not just for, still babying Liam and so on, but also the death of their other son. It's her that, she's not to blame. It's him. Why? Well, because he was not present. He was not present the day they lost their other son / Liam's brother, because he was out golfing with friends. And Molly assuring Bill that it's not his fault because he was having fun. A fun day. It was a Saturday, but, Bill, he just... Still, he feels the need to take the blame and just, what if I didn't stay there and so on, and yeah. Sure enough, and like I said, this is where things would really be patched up towards, Molly and Bill. They would make amends and they would fall in love once again. That's great to see. I love that. And I think that was a pretty good moment right there. Don't you think? Even in movies like these that are kind of they can still have good moments like these, right? Who's to say that they can't? I think, and in my opinion, this is pretty good. Yeah. So, love rekindling, especially if it's parents that have been bickering and so on, but somehow, and luckily, and there can be hope, they found a way to make amends and so on. And that being the case for Molly and Bill Turner. Yeah. And sure enough, they spot and find their son. Yeah, Liam happens to walk right by where they're parked, and yeah. So, a happy family reunited once and for all, and yeah. But what now? Because, the movie's not over quite yet, because, there's more. Because, the next day, that's when Liam, making his way to school, and those that he came face-to-face with, like, say, from the crossing guard, Aiden and Mr. Charles, getting back on them, being rude to them, and kind of being a bully to them. And yeah, that's another thing, because, at times, the whole thing of, Liam being selfish, and when... trying to do it, even say when he was trying to do a good thing for his friend Gibby, giving him nice teeth and such, but, Gibby didn't ask for that whole thing, and even when, say wishing for Emma to give him a chance and to like him and such, that whole thing, yeah, but again, when he gets back on, say, the crossing guard, Mr. Charles and Aiden, yeah, even when it came to, say, Mr. Charles, he was, apparently he was a bit too harsh on Mr. Charles because of another book that Mr. Charles was explaining and describing to the class, and, and with the author and so on. And Mr. Charles noticing that, Liam was not paying attention, and that's when, Liam snapped back at Mr. Charles and, what are you trying to do? Because you didn't write anything, what he said specifically, and Mr. Charles is like, you know what? You might be onto something, because, that would be something that my father and my ex-wife would, they would agree with you, and so on, what Mr. Charles said. And after class, Liam, approaching Emma, walking up to her and talking with her, and, Emma, she's not happy with Liam because, how harsh he was to Mr. Charles, and Emma, he tells Liam that, he thought that, when she broke up with Aiden, it was the right thing, and, she thought that maybe Liam was, nice and all that and such, but to her, she feels that she was wrong, and, it's, they basically, cut ties. Like, she cuts ties with Liam, and, yeah, this upsets Liam. Yeah, but, yeah. After that, later on, Liam, he starts to watch some old videos of, when he and his brother, were having fun, and, they were one big happy family. And Liam's younger brother, Spencer, being played by Leo Easton Kelly. Yeah. So yeah, again, Liam watching some old home videos on his tablet, the happy times and the fun stuff they did as a family. And then at one point, Gibby calls up Liam, and they do make amends. Like, all is forgiven, and yeah, again, when Gibby, realized and, knew that Liam was actually hanging out with Satan himself. And I think, Gibby, he's okay. The fact that he's got, nice, fresh teeth, because unlike the original teeth that he had, just, again, overall, everything turns out great for both Liam and Gibby. And them being best friends, and Gibby referring to Liam as his bestie. And then there's one moment where apparently, because we come back to, say, hell, and apparently Satan is interacting with Lucifer, like, whom Liam was, interacting with this whole time wasn't legitimately, say, this specific guy, you know what I mean? Just in how the movie establishes it. And Lucifer being displeased with Satan and with what he did, and with Liam, and especially with the third and final wish. And apparently we learned that, Liam's third and final wish didn't happen. It wasn't granted. And, even say, the mentioning of null and void, what Satan did and with the third and final wish, is null and void. And, them trying to explain and describe null and void, figuring out the math to that, Lucifer and Satan, is pretty funny. And Lucifer, well, he's uncredited, whom plays Lucifer, and whom cameos in Dear Santa playing Lucifer. And because, he's in that heavy makeup, and when I was watching this, I was wondering to myself, at a certain point, wait a second, he almost sounds familiar. Is it who I think it is? And when I checked its IMDb page, and when I scrolled down, and I was like, I knew it! Yes, I was right. What I was thinking to myself, Ben Stiller. Yeah, Ben Stiller is Lucifer in Dear Santa. Well, and this isn't the first time, we've seen chemistry between, say, Ben Stiller and Jack Black. I mean, I can, of course, think of, say, Tropic Thunder, and, more than that, but I'm just saying, that being a really good example right there. But anyways, so well, Ben Stiller being Ben Stiller, how can you not enjoy someone like Ben Stiller as well? Not just Jack Black, but Ben Stiller. His uncredited cameo appearance as Lucifer is funny. And even when Lucifer is stripping Satan from, him being in hell and being a demon and such, and, telling Satan, say bye-bye, because you're 48 hours and so on, 28, how many hours that Satan has altogether, so that's unfortunate for Satan, but, and then, at one point, Satan visiting Liam one more time, and, that's when Liam, he discovers that Satan wasn't really who he was, and, he was just basically a demon, living in hell, working for Lucifer, and so on, and his horns being stripped off, and just, And what's next for Satan? Well, I mean, the rest of the conversation that Satan and Liam have, and when Satan tells Liam that his third and final wish, wishing for his parents not to be divorced and to be happy once again, well, that happened to themselves, and as we saw, that didn't happen by, Liam, for his third and final wish. That naturally happened, and what we saw in the film just, it's amazing. Like I said, a miracle, and hope that, and Bill and Molly, they did rekindle. Everything was finally patched up and they fell in love once again. So, So things end off pretty good for Satan and Liam, especially, I recall because, yeah, that in this movie, Liam would make Satan a better person, and he did. And even Satan, not denying and admitting to Liam that he is a nice kid, and even say Satan did tell Liam that what happened with him that early that day, getting back on, say, Mr. Charles, Aiden, and the crossing guard, that was not done by, say, with the help of Satan. That was all Liam. He did that to himself. Like, that was all him because, how harsh they were to him, and he got back at them. And I didn't mention, say, what happened with him and Aiden because, and even the crossing guard, because, yeah, the crossing guard telling Liam, when I say stop, when I say go, you go. Go. There, says Liam. And yeah, just simply crossing the street, and even when an incoming car almost hits him, and even the driver set the crossing guard straight. Do your job. And yeah, she technically wasn't doing her job right. And when confronting Aiden, you're just trying to hurt those so you can be tough and so on. And even Aiden, he did lay a punch on Liam, but it was no problem with him. He took it, and are we good? And yeah, it seems like, yeah, everything was good between Aiden and Liam. Yeah, but as for Mr. Charles, even Satan couldn't deny that, yeah, Liam was probably, yeah, and even what Emma told Liam, a bit too harsh on Mr. Charles. But still, after what Mr. Charles did to him, it's understandable, but maybe if he didn't have to go that harsh, But overall, things end pretty well for Liam and Satan, they're on good terms, and a fresh new life for Satan, and, because there were times, where we would see him transform into a black crow, but this time, and when he says goodbye to Liam, he turns into a white dove. Nice, that was nice right there, and yeah, a change to Satan, yeah. And yeah, Satan being, a demon, so yeah. Becoming a different person and better than ever. And then, on Christmas Day, well, when Liam wakes up and hearing and noticing that, yeah, his parents are doing really great, and even say a special dish that his father made. I'll put that in the text, yeah. Something to do with Rudolph. That was pretty funny, but not the best he makes, okay? So, but, at least for Molly, she rolls along with it. She's okay with it, despite the fact it's not a really good dish that he makes. And yeah, they're happy as they can ever be, hugging, kissing, and Merry Christmas, baby, that whole thing. And Molly pointing out to Liam, go see what Santa left under the tree. And to Liam's surprise, well, his brother is alive and right there opening a present. Amazing! And, well, even Satan, he actually did finally read Liam's letter that was accidentally sent to him, because apparently he was using the bathroom and he had to use some things, but he still read it. And something, and with what he read in Liam's letter, he actually made it possible. And even we get a bit of narration from Liam, like what he was writing on the letter to Santa, that all he wanted more than anything for Christmas was to have his little brother back. And Satan, the demon, made it possible. Yeah. And Liam is happy as he can ever be. And even though, well, Molly and Bill and even Spencer have no idea and why he's this so emotional, but, just roll along with it, And even say, one of the other Christmas presents that they get, well, that Bill gets, he got a pony. He finally got a pony. And thanking his wife, but she didn't get the pony for him, but, she goes along with it, yeah. And then at one point, Liam receives a call from his bestie, Gibby, and, them wishing a Merry Christmas, and somehow, and nice on Gibby's part, he convinced and talked with Emma to have her give Liam another chance. That's nice on Gibby, yeah. And even how that was possible, well, apparently Gibby told Liam about, well, he told Emma about Liam's dead brother, but even, yeah, that's what Liam says, his brother's alive, so now what? And it ends off right there. Yeah. Even, like, there was a moment where Liam, like, looked up at the top of the tree, because it was pointed out on, not on something not being on top of the tree. Well, there is something, and that being a statue of, well, Jack Black's character, Satan, the demon, yeah, and, winking at Liam. That was nice, but yeah. And the end credits, they were pretty nice, because, yeah, as Feliz Navidad plays, we get, drawings of Jack Black in different get-ups, as his character. Pretty funny. And apparently, there is a mid-credit scene, technically. Well, it plays during as the credits are rolling. Apparently, Mr. Charles and the crossing guard hit it off. Okay, I mean, I'm not complaining, and I'm not saying, like, okay, this is weird. I mean, okay, this came out of nowhere, but overall, it was very sweet, and, it's nice to see that, who'd have thought, because, yeah, we would be seeing Mr. Charles and the crossing guard hit it off, and a relationship would build for one another. Yeah, I mean, I think that was sweet, don't you think? Yeah. But just overall, that was a funny and good way to end off Dear Santa itself. But yeah, Dear Santa, again, like I said, I don't think it's that bad. Sure, yes, it's not the best Christmassy film to come from Paramount Pictures and Paramount Plus, but still, in my opinion, I thought this was enjoyable. The story, I thought, was pretty good. The cast of characters, the funny moments and emotional moments, I thought they were pretty good too, especially the emotional moments, and like I said, with what goes on with the Turner family, Liam dealing with Satan, and with the 3 wishes, he's given, and, when things are not looking too good, but later on, and especially since this is a Christmassy film, things would turn out better than ever, and yeah. And just, the funny, cameos that we get, most notably Post Malone and Ben Stiller as Lucifer. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just, yeah, overall, Dear Santa may not be the best Christmassy film, but for me, and I'm sure the same goes for some of you guys, come to really enjoying and liking Dear Santa altogether. And I'm giving Dear Santa, yeah, this sounds about right, I'm giving it 6 out of 10 stars. Yes, 6 out of 10 stars for Dear Santa. And what about you guys? What did you think of Dear Santa itself? Any of you, like me, that thought that this was not bad, it was pretty okay, funny, emotional, and with, great casting, most notably Jack Black, but a lot of other great people that were in this, yeah. What were some of your favorite moments that happened in Dear Santa? Any of you thought, like, say, that what was done in Dear Santa, with the emotional moments and when, the movie has a happy ending, just, yeah. Do you think that was pretty good? Just, yeah, what more do I have to say? Just overall, what do you think of Dear Santa itself? And with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Dear Santa. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video /review. And with that, this year's Christmassy reviews on the weekdays has come to a close. It's been fun, but also exhausting. With this year's, list of Christmassy films that I've watched and, what I had reviewed on the weekends all together. Yeah, it was fun, exhausting, but it was worth it. And I can't wait until next Christmas. So, yep, again, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and until next Christmas, peace out, and for one last time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you all, and have a happy and safe New Year.